Watch mix up boss. Lord God, mix up boss not the house. My big friend not the house. And I must check out mix up boss, you know. I know I forgot about mix up boss. Mix up boss can't miss me at night time.
Blessed day viewers and subscribers, welcome back to the boss with another video. Alright, so first thing first, I have a story to share with a lady from Canada. Zane? Alright, so we're gonna make fair story be last. I just want to inform all my persons and subscribers who is in US. Alright? You know, if you pass on a little update, I know if I want busy and there work, when I hear one and two bloggers with certain things. Alright, so the Secretary of State stated that Jamaicans mustn't panic about being deported, especially if you're a green card holder. So, the whole heap of passa and something with attorney, I said this and you have to do that, and a man say, you know what, I'm going to hear what I'm saying, so I get a better understanding, and then I continue to talk. I could drive and listen.
Changes to U.S. immigration policies, there are some Jamaicans who are afraid to travel back to Jamaica, even though they are legitimate green card holders. What assurances can you give to those individuals that they will have no difficulty returning to the United States?
If you're a green card holder, you're not illegally in the United States. You're a green card holder, you are legally in the United States. What the president has said, and I don't know how anybody can disagree with this, every country in the world has immigration laws. And immigration laws, if you don't enforce them, you don't have immigration laws. Over the last few years, we've had, 13, 14, 15 million people enter the United States unlawfully and irregularly. No country in the world can assume that. By the way, that's not unique to us, right? Even here in Jamaica, you've faced challenges of migration. It's not that we don't sympathize with people that are leaving difficult circumstances, it's that no society can absorb mass migration from anywhere in the world. You just can't do it. And we're facing that challenge. That's not specific to Jamaica, I'm just speaking in general. The president is doing something that frankly hasn't been done in a long time. He's enforcing our immigration laws. And that's what we're doing. So if you're a green card holder, you're not illegally in the United States. I think the challenge is for those who are illegally in the United States, we have to have immigration laws. They have to be followed. I mean, I don't know why that's an unreasonable demand. And I mean, Jamaica is not a major source of illegal migration, to be frank. It's not even in the top 10 or top 20, for that matter, I don't think. But that said, we are enforcing our immigration laws, because here's what happens if you don't. You'll get another 12 million people. And if tomorrow Jamaica announced anybody who wants to come can come in, you're going to get a lot of people too, and you know it's going to be very disruptive.
Alright, so on here for yourself, guys. So, this put all the green card argument to rest. Comment below if you don't trust what Rubio say. You don't trust Trump administration traveling on the green card. Alright, you know, if I don't have 2 years, some of them might have 10 years, some of them might. You understand? So, if you don't want to chance it, yeah, well, in life you have to take chances. If you don't have something to deal with. But one thing I got advise on up and I'm not going to stop on the top travel on a Jamaican passport. When you can, if you get one US book, if you is a citizen of United States, why travel Pandy and Jamaican book? Just travel with the US one and then the argument. Just do it for 4 years, please. I beg you, because I don't want to see no one call me show a ball. Alright, so all the village like everybody who did that say, way, the man said that. Put it in a comment if you don't trust them or you not take a check. I want to hear about cases where people get in a problem even though them have green card, but the man make it straight right there, so I make it be known. Alright, so put that to rest. Anyway, so the lady I reached out to me from Canada, I got this start her advice. She said she don't want her best friend here, because her best friend warn her about them man here. But she said, boy, Jamaican man mouth sweet. So I don't know. I got this guy's advice. Work with this guys. I don't know if I don't like when device this guys. I have to protect people identity. Some people story sensitive and some people just want to come out and talk. So work with the program. When I don't know I go, I see sometimes when I comment, oh, the change voice, brought the vibes. Listen, on my channel, when you love the work, like the video and comment, I want to share it. Share it on WhatsApp. Share it to a friend. Road to 200,000 subscribers. Let's do this. I could drive and listen.
Okay. So, I'm at a store when I went to the store, I noticed this guy came in his dirty clothes, so he wouldn't stop looking at me. And I got so intimidated, I just walk out the store, right?
Mm-hmm.
So about 2 weeks after that, I was on Facebook strolling, and you know how it's people you may know or people
Suggest.
may know you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen the same person online. So I messaged him and I said, hey, were you in a store like 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, yeah. I gave him the exact store. So he said, yeah. And I realized,
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, no problem. We could be friends, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we're there talking about how long he been in Canada. Was he born in Canada? He told me, no, he just came up. I said, okay, no problem. I said, where is he? Like, where are you from in Jamaica? He said, St. James. I'm like, okay, I'm from St. James too.
Wow.
Then he told me that he's from James, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, no way, my dad is from there. Like, I know the area. My brother lives there, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
And, we start talking. So I asked him, I said, do you have a girlfriend? He said, yeah. At that point, he was dating a white girl, right?
Yeah.
And I guess the girl's been with him for 2 years and wouldn't give him any papers. So I said, okay, fine, you have a girlfriend. I'm not going to continue the conversation. We're just going to be friends,
Mm-hmm.
Then he's like, no problem. But I realized we exchanged number and we started talking on WhatsApp. And I realized he's always coming. He wants to come over to my house.
Hold on there. You can walk away from the breeze. It sounds really distorted. I don't know if you could have...
Okay.
Yeah, breeze blow.
Yeah,
when people are listening, they can hear quality, You don't want it sound.
Yeah.
So in saying, want to come over your house?
Yeah, he wants to always come to my house, but at that point, I'm a single mother, and I have a daughter, so I don't really bring guys around my daughter like that.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter's turning 12 this year.
Okay.
So I met him in around like 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him, I said, listen, I'm not about that life. If you're trying to fuck, I'm not about that life.
Right.
I'm actually looking for somebody to settle down with and build a future with, because at that point now, I'm fed up with the dating that like, I was done with.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, fine. I said, all right. So I haven't talked to him for months upon months, but I realized he continued messaging me, how you doing? How's life? I said, life is good. So I was back in the house with the woman, things like that. Mm-hmm. He said, life is good. I said, no problem. But at that point, one time he messaged me and he said, if I know anyone would do a business wedding. And I turned to him and I said, no, I don't know anyone actually.
Mm.
Then he's like, okay. Then we start talking and having conversation. Then he's like, so what can you offer? And I said, I have nothing to offer you. You already have a girlfriend.
Right.
Might as well you stay with your girlfriend and just,
mm-hmm.
build a life, right?
Right.
Because, I'm trying to encourage him to give him you make him have a good life to get his papers and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So apparently, we're talking, and about a month after, he messaged me and told me him and his girlfriend break up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I said, okay, if you and your girls break up, why didn't she marry you? Why didn't she, help you and get papers? If you've been,
right.
Yeah, she's been with you for 2 years. Why didn't she, And he said he doesn't know, but he does care about her. I I turned to him, I said, be honest with you, from a Jamaican to a Jamaican, like, you really need to get your papers, like, on the real. You can't just sit down with anybody for 2 years. You get your papers. Okay? So we started talking, and, like, you know, talking. And, you know, feelings start coming on now. So we started, you know, okay, so one day I went to work, and I was at the mall, and, you know, I was there with my friend, and I saw him in the parking lot, and then I stopped, and I said, hey, how you doing? You know, he said, he's good. I said, what are you doing at the mall? He turned to me, and then he's like, oh, I'm just here looking for you. I said, how can you look for me? Because at that point, I did block him off my WhatsApp and everything, too, because I knew where it was going, right? So I just blocked him. And then when I saw him at the mall now, when he was, you know, my friends start saying, oh, he's so cute. I'm like, yeah, he's cute, but he's dating a white girl, you know? So I unblocked him, and then we started talking again, and then he decided he was going to do grocery shopping. So I said, okay, let's go. I have to go grocery shopping anyways, right? So we ended up doing grocery shopping together. So, and then after grocery shopping, we stop and get something to eat. And I realized, you know, his charms start working on me, and I start having a crush on him. I'm not gonna lie, everybody has feelings. He's not ugly, you know. I'm ugly too, so no offense, but yeah, we start talking, and he's always, after we did grocery shopping together.
After the grocery shopping, what happened? Hello?
Yeah, I didn't know where the relationship really stand with him and his woman. So I told him no, because at the same time I have my daughter, and I have to protect my daughter. You know, I can't just bring anybody around her. That's just me, right? Anyways, now, you know, we still talking back and forth. And then one day I said, okay, I'm going to come hang out at your house. So at that point, he lived with his friends now. And we started hanging out. And then my friend was there. And we started hanging out. And that's how we all got close, right? His friends and my friends got close. And, you know, we started talking. We started doing the deeds then.
Right.
So after that now, about a couple months, we did talking, and after me having sex with him, because I want to know where I stand and what's going on. I turned to him, I said, what do you want out of this, you know? Do you want to do business? Or, you know, if it's business, I can do business too, because shit, I need money too, no?
Right.
So I said, what do you want out of this? Then he turned to me, and then he's like, oh, he wants a relationship. I said, are you sure? He said, yeah. I said, okay, no problem. I said, okay, fine. That's not a problem. So we're dating. And we start hanging out more often, going places, doing things that a couple's supposed to be doing. My daughter got involved. He's spending time with my daughter, you know, things like that. He's spending time with my friends, my sisters, and everybody. So, okay. So now in 2023, that's when we decided to get married. But I had to go to Jamaica after my wedding. So I went to Jamaica. I went to Jamaica. I'm thinking that's my husband because, hey, he's, you know, we're partners now, right? So I went to Jamaica. First, before I leave, I said, you know, babes, are you going to chip in to help me for my pocket money to go to Jamaica or whatever the case may be? He said whenever I get to Jamaica, he will send money down to my account. I said, okay, no problem. Then when I get there, I realize whenever I call his phone, I'm not getting a hold of him. He's giving pure attitude. This is weird because I spent 8 days in Jamaica, and for the 8 days in Jamaica, we haven't even spoke, right?
Wow.
So I knew, huh?
Something alright.
So yeah, I knew right then and there something wasn't right. So when I came back now, remember, we're married, so he probably felt good that I'm married, so his paper probably soon go in, right? Because that's the first step to getting your papers, getting married, right? So when I came back now, I realized something, like he changed, like something's not right. The attitude started coming on. He's with his ex-girlfriend, the white one who couldn't even give him the papers. I said, okay, no problem. So I just stay at that point we weren't living together as yet, right? Because he was under a lease that he couldn't break. So I decided to just chill at my house, not contacting him or nothing like that. Then he always starts showing up, popping up, because now probably realize if he doesn't pop up or whatever, I probably won't put in the papers, right? So he was just, being nice then. Like, after that, anything, like, he'll, if I need money, like, for gas for work, he'll just send it to my account. No problem. And I would do the same for him, because in my head, we're married, we're in a relationship, but I still didn't trust him,
Right.
Anyways, I had to move from where we used to live and come to Brampton. I hear you talk about Brampton a lot.
Right, yeah.
So at that point now, I moved to Brampton. So I asked him, I said, are you going to move in? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Told me to wait till around in the summertime. So that when the lease is up, no problem. At that point now, the papers still didn't go in. I didn't put in the papers. So at that point now, I realized he'll come to my house today, and then tomorrow he's gone. And sometime I realized, I just didn't want him around, because it was kind of a turnoff too.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to say, you know what? Okay, it's just what it is. Like, if he moves in, that's on him. Then I'll know what to do. So apparently now, because the paper haven't gone in, he started giving me attitude. And I realized, okay, why is this guy giving me attitude? At least he could wait till the papers go in, for him to give me attitude. I said, okay, no problem.
So how long the paper normally take to go through?
Like 3 months to me. Like, his went in fast, and he got back a letter early. So I said, problem. When he moved now, I put the papers in. But I didn't actually put the papers in. He went to a lawyer to actually sign up the papers and fill it in and send it in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I noticed now when the papers went in now, he started want to pick arguments with me and saying I'm this, saying I'm that, I'm miserable, I'm always starting arguments, which if I find you talking to your ex or talking to all these white girls you're talking to,
mm-hmm.
then yes, I'm going to give attitude. Yes, I'm going to get mad,
Mm-hmm.
Because here I'm sacrificing my shit, because apparently when I filed for him, my baby bonus dropped, right?
Mm-hmm.
But before I did tell him that I didn't want to get married, I probably would do common law with him, because I think that was me every month, and that's what I depend on. Right?
All right, so talk to me now. When did you see the changes in him now? Like you saying, get very vocal and sound very, start to threaten you and them something. What?
After the papers went in, that's when he started getting with really care anymore. So apparently his friends them was telling him, like, bro, like, relax. She's a good woman. You have a good woman on your hand. And then he's like, oh, don't watch that. That's what he's telling his friends. Don't watch that. She can't stop the papers anymore. And I like those things. I'm hearing things. You understand what he's saying outside, but he's not saying those things to my face. So I realize now, like, when he'll come to the house, he'll start giving attitude, and he doesn't. He'll sleep with his phone underneath the pillow. It will be on vibrate. So one morning on our anniversary, one more got up and went to the washroom. And I noticed some girl texting, the same girl that I talked to him about, right? Text him in the morning and say, good morning, my baby. The emoji face, dick, the eggplant. And the mud water running. So that's the date of their anniversary. And you having a next woman texting you, and these are the women that wouldn't help you and do shit for you, but you're gonna disrespect me and making them texting you, calling. It's like they don't care. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because he put it that way, like he didn't care if and I said to him, I said to him that morning, I just got up and go to work, and he called me and asked me if we're not going for dinner. And I said, no, it's okay. Thank you, but it's okay. I'm good. From that, I realized this nigga wasn't about the paper, but he just didn't want to pay me for it.
So let me get something straight.
Right?
When you and him married, what was the plan? You may pay your fees, or you gonna help him with it, or you just married naturally?
No, he wanted a relation. He said he wanted a relationship. So I got married to him naturally. You get it?
Okay, but when you're in a marriage now with him, I realize it's all about the papers.
Yes. Because at the first part of when we're dating, if he did tell me that he just want business, I would have taken my money and shut up and help him. You get it?
Simple, right.
A Jamaican to a Jamaican. You understand me?
Right.
I would have shut. But by him saying he's in a relationship now, it's just pretty much okay. It's just me alone in a relationship once the people go in. And then he's, I see other girls texting him, his ex-girlfriend texting him, buying him clothes, all these things.
About that,
He picked a fight with me. He argued with me. And then one time he see my ex-boyfriend texting me now, just to say hi. And he jumped up and just, first of all, he asked me to use my phone. To me, we're husband and wife, right? I'm going to give you my phone because I have nothing to hide, right? So I had him my phone, and because he's seen the text message of my ex, right? He decide to just go on top of me and start beating the shit out of me. So he left. Yes. So he left. And I told him, I called his friend and I said, listen, I cannot do this. You understand? If you guys don't talk to him, I can't do this. He doesn't have. And if I call cops on him, he's going to be in jail. And I know he has kids in Jamaica. And I don't want to hurt his kids them like that, So if you guys don't talk to him, I can't do this. So he decided, we talk about it, whatever. He decided not to. So I noticed that when he come back home, he started giving pure attitude again. And one day, I lost my brother, so I had to take a week off work, right? And you know, when you take a week off work, you don't get paid. Okay, you don't get paid for those times. So I said, okay, can you help me out with the rent? I will pay. Just even if you have to lend me the money, just lend me the money and I'll pay and get the money. And I'm talking about $200-$300. You're gonna lend me because I know where I can find the rest, right? He looked at me and told me he's not gonna pay nothing. Remind you, he's living here now. He's living here. He said he's not paying nothing. He's not doing anything. I said, but I have an eviction notice. What are you talking about? And he does construction, so he makes money, right? He works underneath the table, right? So I said, what do you mean? It's just, even if you have to lend me the money, I'm okay about it. It's not. Because I know it's my place. I need to secure my shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he refused to give me the money. So I was just upset, and I don't think I was on top of him. And it's just like, even when I was pregnant for him, this guy.
Oh, you get pregnant
like
for him?
Yes.
Okay.
I got pregnant for him, and this guy would treat me lazy. All I do is sleep and all. And I'm telling this guy, I said, listen, when you're pregnant, you sleep a lot. Plus I work too, and my job you have to drive, right? So I'm exhausted. I'm tired by the time I get home. I'm exhausted. And one day he was coming from work and I was home. That time I'm still pregnant. And I told him I'm having craving for burger. I want a burger. And he's like, he doesn't have any money. I said, okay, no problem. The next day I'm in my car and I see his car. When I look, it's a Burger King cup in his car. And I said to him, how are you gonna go to Burger King? I'm asking just for a burger. So you went there to have a burger by yourself and didn't even offer me any, and I'm craving for it? So I said, okay, enough is enough. At that point, I was just tired. I'm done with the situation with him. So the way he was talking to me in front of my daughter, disrespecting me in front of my daughter, I had to just take my keys.
Oh, so you take a key from him. So talk to me about the baby. You end up having the baby now?
No, I end up having an abortion because even when I took my keys from him, I was still pregnant by him. And he didn't make the effort to call and check up on me to see if I'm okay. He just didn't care, right? And at that point, I was talking to his friends and explaining the situation to his friends, and his friends turned to me and said, well, he looks like he just don't care. Because if you're pregnant and he's not checking up on you, like, he looks like he just care. So I decide now to say, like, enough is enough. Took my keys from him. Right. He's going around telling everybody I kick him out. I do this. Yeah, he's playing a victim now, right? So I kick him out of the house and all that stuff. I said, okay. I said, listen, if you know that you're a married man, why are you doing these things? And if you want your marriage to work, you know where I live. You could have come home. You choose not to come home. Right?
Right. So talk to me now. How old are you guys?
Me, I'm a little bit older than him. He's like 37. I'm 41, but 41.
Oh, that's not what
So, no, I don't look 41 at all. I look like I'm 30, 31, actually. But, yeah, he just, like I'm telling you, before him even move into the house, he used to come almost every day or every 2 days to my house without keys, right? But he got in the building. But when I took the keys from him, he made it a big deal. You know what I mean?
But if
He
you not
made it a
contribute
big
to rent or nothing, where the hell you want to keep her?
yeah.
That makes
And
sense?
it don't make no sense. And he make it a big deal to his friends and say kick him out the house and all those things. But I explained it to him. I said, if you truly, truly wanted this relationship, you would have come back home because you used to come without a key and come to the door and the door was open, right? So you didn't want this relationship. That's why you went and find somewhere else, right? Then he's like, oh, you made me sleep in my car for one day. I said, I didn't make you sleep in your car. You choose to sleep in your car because if you want to come home, you'd have find your ass back at home because if the marriage was serious to you, you would have come home.
Alright, make a run to know. Alright, question. Where the position is now? Him not getting paper, yeah? Make him getting paper?
No, I have to pay.
Oh, so you stop it.
Yeah, because he was going around town telling everybody I can't do nothing to the paper. I can't stop the
Oh,
papers.
so you stop it now.
So I stopped it. I got a lawyer on it, and the lawyer stopped sending everything and stop it. The only thing the man could do is call me and tell me, oh, I made him waste his money.
So you said this
And
man have a
then
problem. That's why the first woman
Yeah.
them never give it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
still there Canada
I made it-
undocumented, Selby.
Same way. Same way. And then he had the nerve to tell me that he want a baby in Canada.
You
He
want
told
what?
his friend he wants to have a baby in Canada, but he told his friend that he's going to have the wrong baby mother.
The man that sound like you don't know what you want to know.
I'm confused, and I that me realize, and I pay a white woman in
Yeah,
love.
white. Adam, me just going to take your word out of mouth. Say, this man look like
Yeah.
a white woman you want for David. So you are wasting
Yeah.
your time. That me
Yeah.
just go waste time, so you say it there.
Yeah. So, I just, as I say, if him did actually give me money to just, may I help out a brother, but me them I really didn't want the money because even if me did take the money from him and him change him dirty ways, I would have probably end up back with him. You know what I mean? Because,
Right.
I'm the type of person, I wanted to have one marriage. Not two, not three.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I probably would have took the money and put it in my account. And when he changed his ways, I probably would have turned it back and just give him half or do something with the other half and give him half. But
Yeah.
he does not want a black woman. He wants a white woman.
Yeah, that's what we get
Yeah.
from the story. So just
Yeah.
yeah. Use it to get in paper and then now.
Yes. And he realized.
So you're right. That's
Yeah.
But,
He realized him get F. So, yeah.
but anyway, I want to tell you thanks to reach out to me. I mean,
Please change my voice.
I change your voice and I'll tell me 2 times.
Like, you can try to make it Chinese.
Make it alright. I try to make it Chinese. Alright.
Okay. Okay, then.
Thanks for reach out, alright?
All right, no problem. Bye.
Bye-bye, yeah.
Alright, so there you have it, guys. Thank you very much. Take the time out to listen. Some story might not attract you to let out about some story. I know everybody have a story. Some tell it good, some tell it different. Okay, so her experience is she met a Jamaican man. She married him and he come like I just papers in the one. But let me tell you this, baby girl, the man that want you for a man, The man that want you for a man, Sometimes female tend to think that this fairy tale thing are gonna happen. And listen, let's get out of this fairy tale lifestyle. Work for us. We have to think about reality and people and ways and what people want from people. Trust me, in 2025, I would say 90% of people fake and 10% real. What is under my nose? I'm out.